Well, most of the houses that I've found, I had to wander out in the countryside and inquire and so forth. I remember one day we were having dinner on Sunday, meaning the noon meal, and someone came up to the driveway and blew the car horn, and I went out, and there was some people from up in Union County. They said there was an old log house up there that I might be interested in, and I went to look at it. I was from Union County and interested in it, so this is the one, and they were, as I say, wanting to move it for building another house or some such thing. So that's where it came from, and I remember it had been used by the same family from sometime in the early 1800s, maybe 1820, and I later heard the story about the fellow who was living in the house with his family, and during the Mexican War, he, I guess, wasn't getting along too well with his wife or whatever. Maybe he was patriotic, I don't know. But he just left and joined the army. He was gone for a couple of years, and when he came back, he had missed his family terribly, I guess. And he went to the local doctor there in Luttrell and asked the doctor how his wife was and the kids and all. And he said, "I'd like to do me a favor, if you don't mind." And the doctor said, "Well, what can I do?" And he said, "Stop by and ask my wife if I can come back home." So the doctor asked his wife when next time he was down there, and the wife said, "Why?" He said, "Can he come home? He's back in town, in the village." And she said, "Well, Lord God, yes." I didn't have nothing against him to start with. So he came back and lived out his days there. And I remember the family told me that it's actually two separate units joined by the roof, and I think maybe built at the same time, but one could not upstairs get from one section to the other. The girls were in one section and the boys were in another, and in order for anyone to go from one upstairs room to the other, you had to come down, wake up Grandma and Grandpa, and go into the other room and go up. And so that sort of slowed down any kind of conversations or whatever they would have. But Chet Atkins, the world famous guitar player, lived nearby, and his father, I think, left home, and they were in pretty dire straits. I remember, actually, Chet left home. He developed scurvy because of a poor or lack of a diet, and but he came here one day. I think Lamar Alexander told him he should come by here, and I later, in talking with him, asked him about the cabin, and he lived very close to it, lived inside of it. And I remember that Chet said that he could remember looking at this old log house, which was so much larger and more prosperous looking than his little cabin. And he said that his greatest ambition when he was a child was to be able to live in a house like this. And I think he probably accomplished that along the way.